What's up, y'all? The video reads solitary confinement. It's not solitary confinement, but stick around and you'll learn something new. What is solitary confinement? Solitary confinement is the isolation of a prisoner in a separate cell as a punishment. Now, what is solitary confinement? Solitary confinement, it is a sort of isolation, but you actually give yourself more access to freedom because you're taking that time for yourself, to learn yourself, and just to find more things out about yourself. You know, you always need that period of time where you can self-reflect on your own. And this is exactly what solitary confinement is. In my case, this has been of great help. And I hope that it could be helpful to y'all too. And now you ask yourself, what made me come up with solitary confinement? Of course, there were a few events that led up to this. But before I get into my story time, let me tell you a few indicators that could probably let you know if you need to practice solitary confinement. It could be of great help. Take a step back. If most of your time you're surrounded around a lot of people, right? It could be a lot. It could be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Doesn't matter. Just if majority of your time, if you're surrounded around people, their way of being and habits, they rub off on you. You understand? So you could conclude, like, are you even living for yourself? The decisions that you're making, they're not based off of your beliefs. They're based off of what somebody else says or what somebody else thinks. You understand? So that's why I feel like the isolation thing, it's necessary, the whole solitary confinement, because it is for you could get more in tune with yourself. So we get into the story time. Spring 2020, I just finished my semester. I came out strong. I finished. Boom, I passed all my classes. I'm lit. I'm just trying to turn up, have a good time, you know, regular shit. So I'm chilling with the guys, you feel me? I'm drinking, I'm out here going on dates, I'm meeting girls, I'm talking to girls. But the bad thing about it all, even though when something is good, man, if you do it in excess, you're setting yourself up for failure. All for it, man. You gotta have some self-control. And we all tend to lose that self-control. And that's exactly what happened to me. When I lost self-control, something in me didn't feel right. And when something doesn't feel right, you have to listen to that gut instinct. So I was being productive while I'm still turning up and going crazy. I'm gonna just keep it at that. Let's call it going crazy. While I'm going crazy, I'm still being productive. I'm still working out. You know, I'm still doing what I gotta do just to upkeep myself. Mind you, I got no school. You know, we going through the whole pandemic, so I don't even work right now. So I'm just chilling at the crib. There's really not much to do except go crazy. Yeah, I'm going crazy, you know, and I'm still being productive. As I'm still being productive and I'm still doing what I gotta do, and I'm still turning up, going crazy, something just doesn't feel right. And when something doesn't feel right, you gotta listen to that gut instinct. I decided to tell all my friends, I'm gonna take a step back. I just took a step back from the world. I needed that time for myself because something didn't feel right. I was the type of person, anytime, you know, something goes wrong or whatever, or I'm bored, I'm linking up with the boys. We sipping, we going crazy. But something just told me, yo, you gotta step back. And it wasn't even the vibe of my friends or none of that. It was just life, man. Like, when you, like I said, you do something in excess, whether it be surround yourself around people, whether it be turning up, whether it be going crazy, it just doesn't sit right, bro. It just doesn't work. Boom, I told my friends I'm gonna sit back, I'm gonna chill out, I'm gonna take some time off, man. I needed the time for myself. Throughout this whole process of solitary confinement, I realized a whole lot of things. I started coming up with ideas that I've never thought of before. Started asking myself questions that I never really thought of before because I've never really had that time with myself. And a lot of people, whether they know it or not, they were practicing solitary confinement throughout this whole pandemic. You see a lot of people now, they're opening up their little side businesses, whether it be selling drinks, whether it be, you know, cleaning sneakers. There's a whole bunch. You have women who are lash techs, makeup, nails. You have guys who got into Forex, they started trading, you know, it's a whole lot of stuff going on. But I feel like a part of that was because of the pandemic. We were all forced to be kept to ourselves. You understand? We had to take a step back from regular life, whether it be going to school, working, and, you know, we just had to have that time to ourselves. And when we had that time to ourselves, we learned more about ourselves. And what I noticed was that when people started having this time to themselves, they started learning all these new things. They started learning more about themselves. And that's why you see a lot of people now there, they want to be their own bosses and stuff like that. And I feel like solitary confinement is actually like that. Solitary confinement didn't also help me with the ideas and all these things that I wasn't thinking about before. but it also helped me. It also helped me out with the people who I had in my life. I had people who didn't understand me when I told them that I wanted to take this time period to myself. That's a plus. You might see it as a negative because you're losing people, but the truth is that if you're doing something for yourself without hurting anybody else and getting in the way of anyone else, then why should someone not understand you or take offense to it? It has nothing to do with them. You just want to better yourself, right? Exactly. I had all these ideas. I shared it with my friends. I shared ideas with my friends. I started looking into things that I never thought I would look into before. So I started selling clothes on the side. I started this whole freelancing thing where I would offer meal plans for low budgets and workout routines for beginners and stuff like that. And it also helped me with my whole career. You understand? And I have a better understanding of just life and who I am. It's a blessing, man. You should try solitary confinement if any of the things that I mentioned sound relevant to your life. Facts. I hope y'all could take something away from this video and everything that I said, man. And you know, I'm here just to uplift y'all and give y'all a word of encouragement. And not only that, but through my experiences, you could take something away from that. Take everything that you hear with a grain of salt, man. But if you have something that is relevant to you, then you take that, bro. Take a bit of that, and whatever sounds good, sounds good. Apply it to yourself. But nobody knows you like you know yourself. Remember that. I hope y'all enjoyed the video. Like, comment, subscribe. And I'm out of here, man.